What's going on, everybody? Welcome to 100% Real with Alex. Today we have Vincent Koo, who is someone that I actually just currently partnered with when I joined Exp Realty. Prior to him joining Exp Realty, he actually was a franchise owner of three successful branches of Exit Realty. He's been in the business his whole life. He's actually a second generation real estate broker. He is a wealth of knowledge. I cannot wait to share everything that we share in this candid conversation that we've had. I've actually got a lot of requests to turn this into a podcast. So without further ado, here is Vincent Koo.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Best believe. We the best, yes indeed, yes indeed. Woo. Best believe. We the best, yes indeed, yes indeed.
How's everything holding up, man? How you doing?
Good. Everything's good. I had my favorite sweater on. I just had to change because I did a little EXP Explained live, and I didn't want to
Yeah, man.
wear the same thing that I wear every single day.
Yeah, man. I mean, we make it so that people can be themselves as much as possible and still rock
That's right.
real estate at all times.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. I'm just like trying to get everything together, trying to keep everything positive. Yeah. Um, Trying to keep everything positive, man. I'm trying to talk to as many industry leaders, people in different fields that are also business owners as well, just to kind of get grasp of what's going on. Because I know a lot of people look up to you in regards to business and keeping things, flowing and going, especially in the midst of all this craziness.
Yeah. Actually, I'm doing the same exact thing. It's like unending. I feel like I'm on calls all day and meetings all day, and we actually have the president of NISAR going to be doing a live with us on Monday, I believe. I want to say 1 o'clock, but I'll give you the time, and we'll just have some questions. So anything you want to ask her, let us know. We'll pass it on, and hopefully the entire real estate community could benefit off hearing from her.
Yeah, man. We were just talking about. I just had a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about like the fact that we cannot cold call during these times. We can take advantage of like social media marketing, leveraging video, leveraging other means to making business. People think it's the end of the world, and most of these people aren't cold calling anyway, right? So
Right. Yeah.
so it's a good opportunity to venture into other things. I just wanted to touch base with you in regards to like, what do you think somebody could do to kind of push through these times?
I think I think it's an incredible opportunity. And I heard this from somebody else and it made so much sense for me. Things were going so fast, right? And now is kind of an opportunity for us to take a little bit of a break and reflect a little bit and get better, re-strategize, and come through this thing a better person, a better version, a better business person, better skills, more knowledge, right? So I have a list of classes that I'm going to be taking. I've got books that I plan on reading, right? I've got subject matters that I'm saying, hey, I want to know about that. Right? This whole thing, I want to make sure that I know more about that particular topic, and I've got them picked out, and I know exactly when the classes are going to be taking place. So my schedule is full.
That's awesome. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to fill up this time with as much learning as possible. For me, I've been doing a lot of stocks. I've been learning about stocks, option trading, all the different types of trading, because I want to be ready that on the other side of this, I can capitalize on it. Even now, I'm just taking everything and putting it into practice as soon as possible.
Absolutely, man. Didn't we learn so much from all of the other downturns in the market?
Yeah, man.
Right? Whether it was 9/11 or Sandy or Y2K or whatever it was, there was always lessons. And, it's one thing to look back and say, man, if I only knew what I know now, and now's our opportunity,
Yeah.
right? So there's plenty of opportunity that we could take advantage of in the marketplace right now. We just have to keep an eye out on it, and we have to be ready for it.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like this is where people are going to, like I said before, in regards to being considered an amateur and being considered an expert. This is where that time is made, right? Like people that can make it through this and still educate and be of value to people are going to separate themselves compared to anyone who's just like watching Netflix all day or just,
I
you know,
agree.
like, I have a beer right now, but I haven't been drinking that much, right? But like a majority of people are just hanging out, drinking, eating carbs, and just watching
Oh
Netflix.
no, I feel like I'm working. I'm super productive. I might be a little bit more productive now than I was before. Believe it or not.
You gotta go hard. You can't just stop like living.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've ran more during this time than I've been running for a while.
Right.
I've been pretty active in
So
regards to
I
running.
heard somebody say three things today, and I kind of was holding this with me all day. Um, they said obsess over your customers right
Mhm.
now. Okay. Um, take care of your team right now, and take care of yourself right now. Those three things.
Yeah,
Right. So then I started thinking, hey, what can we do on each of those things to say support our customers, right? These guys are going through a lot right now, just like everybody else, but specifically depending on what their situation is. If they're business owners, I'm taking a look at all of the news that's coming out from the SBA, and I want to give it to them first,
hmm
right? If they've they have mortgages and they're concerned a little bit about the debt that they carry, any information on forbearance that I have, success stories from other people that have already gone through the process, I'll pass that along to them as well.
that's awesome. I mean, I feel like that's a necessity
Yeah.
to continuously be of value. For me, it's as simple as just sharing with the community what's going on. Like one of the big things that we just like when we learned, as soon as we learned about like that we couldn't make cold calls, literally everyone knew, right? Like we let
Right.
everybody know right off the bat, like this is the most updated news that you need to know.
Right.
And what came from that was a lot of people like, what do we do now, right? We can't cold call. I'm like, guys, that's not the only way of getting business, right? Now it's time to double down on you know creating that mailing list you've always said, or filling up that KV core that you said you were going to do a while ago.
Right.
Putting your contacts in, creating those funnels that are going to last that time, right? Like this is a time of education. I feel this is a time of introspection, education, taking care of yourself, taking care of your tribe, and then therefore them taking care of the community. You know?
That's, I love, I live off of the wins from the team, right? So I still, every day I'm getting these texts, hey, just went into contract over here or got a board approval over here, right? So the game plan is not to lose any of the deals that we have currently on the table. So if there is an issue, we try to get down to the root and figure out how to help our clients solve that issue.
For sure, man. And how's the family? How's everyone doing in regards to that? Is everyone
Yeah,
driving you crazy, or are you still good?
I gotta tell you, I kind of like it, and I say that because my wife is really doing so much. But I enjoy being with the kids. I have a whole new respect for teachers
Oh, I'm sorry, you broke up a
and
little bit there.
everybody that's involved in there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But
You
yeah,
broke up a
so
little.
I've got a whole new respect. Yeah, I got a whole new respect for teachers, educators, and everybody that's involved in the kids' day-to-day lives. It's amazing how much work goes into it, right? But I kind of like being around them and seeing my boys every single day,
Yeah.
and you know I. I I don't mind this homeschool thing. In fact, I was talking to my wife about it a few weeks before this whole thing went down. And I was pushing her to do some research. I was like, do some research on this. Imagine, right? Think about it. How would it be? And then we were kind of forced
To live
to
it.
yeah, to live it right now. And so far, it's not that bad. I don't know how much longer it could take, but so it's not that.
It looks like we're breaking
How
up a
about
little
you?
bit. Hold on.
Yeah, you know what? There's so much more internet usage.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like I've never had this problem with Zoom before or any any app, but I feel like right now a lot of there's a lot of connection issues, especially with Zoom. I feel like Zoom has been a really highly used company at this current moment. Right?
I I'll tell you, I have friends in banks right now, and they're saying, I was doing a Zoom happy hour with them over the weekend, and they
Yeah,
said, you know what, I can't believe that I've never used this product before.
that's crazy. I feel like
Right?
we've been so on Zoom so much that I'm like, oh wow, people are just catching on to this. But I
Right.
feel like a situation like this just calls for it. Like you need Zoom during this time in order to stay connected, to keep your business going.
Right.
I've been doing reaching out to clients through it, and it's been awesome. Like even beforehand, just having if they have questions instead of just doing it over a call, meeting on Zoom, and actually them seeing me and not me reading off a notepad and like trying to help
Right.
them out. They're seeing me in person and they know that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
read the body language, you
it's
know?
pretty nice that like we actually have those virtual listing presentations taking place, and I'm getting these messages. Hey, the listing presentation went fantastic. I'm sending over the documents digitally, and I'm getting my digital signature. So we're going to be ready to roll once this whole thing ends.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. So
so there's
what would be some recommendations for somebody who is maybe an independent broker during this time, right? Like I know for a fact, like when I switched over to EXP, one of the biggest things, like the biggest hurdles for a lot of our team members is going that complete digital route.
right.
I feel like everybody needs to adapt that right now. Like this is that time. Like, okay, this could happen in the future, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what would you recommend to like somebody like that or someone who's an independent broker right now?
so for us, we kind of have it easy, right? Because we already have all of these things in place. Like EXP's been around for 11 years already, so we've kind of been working in the virtual space for a good amount of time. Um, for independent brokers that don't have that set up yet, make sure you have platforms for digital signatures. Make sure you have your documents that you can send out remotely. Even little things like paying your agents, right? I've heard of brokerages that are not paying their agents because they're not going to the office to cut physical checks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And and I think about the ease of payment that we have right now with the direct deposits, and we're fully operational on that side,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think if you're not set up with EXP, you better have other things in place. Like how are you connecting with your team, right? Are you doing Zoom meetings, right? Do you have training still in place, right? And like all of the support still needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And what programs and what things do you have set up?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of people that were caught blindside completely off of this
Oh,
situation.
definitely.
I could just imagine. Like, I feel like it's been affecting us a little less than it would affect others, just because of the fact that we're mainly digital, right? So we get to work from home and do things like this, like very
Definitely.
very easy. The EXP world, the trainings still continue, right? Nothing has changed in regards to that. Um, but one thing I feel that like independent brokers need at this time is to create that connection, right? Like connection is super important during these times
Yes.
because it's going to be hard for the agent because everybody's their own independent business owner at this moment. So there's going to be a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, right? So your top producer might find another job. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna try to venture out and try to find opportunities because they're stuck in this in this
Right.
situation. So you have to add value as much as possible during these times.
So I see two things to what you're saying, right? I see the connection with the broker to their agents, right? I think that's very, very important. But on the other side of that, I feel like the broker also needs to be connected to other leaders, right? Other people that they could exchange ideas with and a mastermind with and be able to bring things back to their group,
Yeah,
right? They can't be all alone in that, and they have to have a circle or a network of people to go to. I
yeah,
think that's very important. I think we're so fortunate to be, kind of plugged into such an incredible group of leaders, that we're in communication with nonstop from the beginning of this to just daily communication. It's priceless.
For sure. And I remembered yesterday when we did that leadership conference where everybody came in together, a lot of good pieces of information came from there. And then when I had our team meeting today, I relayed that information to them. So
Yeah.
it helped them, like, put things into perspective, gave them a lot of good ideas to kind of position themselves to get through these dark times.
Yeah, and what's nice is that we're speaking to people that have been locked down for a few weeks before we have been, right? And then we're also speaking to people that are just about to go get locked down, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of have that perspective from both sides. Hey, here's what you guys need to expect, but then we're also learning from the other side saying, hey, watch out for this because you're going to run into this problem, right?
For sure, yeah. And it's because we're national. It's you know what I'm saying, like, we're able to see different perspectives on this whole situation.
Yeah, and I find it comforting. I find it comforting in knowing that we're kind of all going through this together, right? That
Yeah.
we're in this together, right? So I really don't feel too alone in this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw that you had you were considering drinking after 7 months. Don't do it.
Yeah, 7 months.
You
Did you
didn't?
say do it?
No, I said don't do it. Don't feel pressured because of these situations.
It's no pressure. I don't know why I stopped. I just did one day. It was kind of spontaneous. One day I just said, it's kind of enough, and that was it. Right.
Gotcha.
So no meetings or anything like that for me, and no hitting rock bottom.
Okay.
And stuff like that. It was just one day I was just like, you know what? Let me stop. And I didn't really have a goal in mind. So I wasn't like, let me go for 30 days and what are they called? Like dry Januaries or something like that.
Oh yeah. No drink January? I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that, right? So I didn't have a goal. I just did it and I kept it going for a while. And one day I looked at my phone and I said, wow, it was exactly 7 months yesterday. And I was like, okay. I went downstairs. I saw I had a really nice bottle, and I said, "Hey, is it time? Is it time to crack this bottle open and have a little drink?"
Yeah. So
I ended up not doing it though. I think what I'm gonna try to do is to instead like add 5 pounds of lean muscle while I'm off.
There you go. That sounds like a good goal. What would you say your body has felt ever since you stopped drinking? Would you say that your energy levels have been higher? Do you feel like clarity has been better? Like, what do you feel?
You know what? I developed a sweet tooth.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think the alcohol was my sugar intake. I liked scotch a lot, whiskey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. After that, I just like desserts, right? Yeah, and but energy's good, clarity's good. Less brain fog. My wife is happier. I could be the designated driver now. I think it's safer with everything.
That's good, man. That's good.
Right.
I feel like because I every so often I actually do like 30 days of no drinking. I try to lower the sugar intake, just to reset myself every so often. It's like every 3 or 4 months. I'll try that. I do definitely see a difference. I also realize that my skin gets like way better during those times because I'm just drinking water.
Yeah. So, I've only done 30 days like once. I did 30 days last year. And that was harder than it was this time around. This time around, it was super easy. I actually read a book that I thought was pretty good. It was recommended somewhere to me, and it was called This Naked Mind. I forgot the author, but it was a very interesting book on alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, my first book I ever read on alcohol, and I listened to it, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, alcohol it serves its place in regards to social lubrication, you can say. But I also feel like during these times, a lot of people are turning to it because they're at home and they don't know how to be alone, right?
Right.
And I feel like this is a time that people have to understand that, you have to be able to limit that intake, because
Mhm.
this is the time where good habits and bad habits are created, right?
Right.
Especially when you have nothing else to do except feed your own mind, right?
Mhm.
Or just be around, like, your immediate circle. So I really, do recommend that people, take that into perspective. Obviously, a little bit of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Too much of anything is good for nothing, right?
Right.
That's my
You know,
perspective.
I'm really concerned because they talk so much about social distancing and staying away and apart, and I believe in physical distancing at this time because we don't want this virus to spread, right?
Yeah.
But we I think more than ever we need connection,
Mhm.
right? We need this. We need to be able to communicate with each other. We need to be able to get together with each other to meet, to gather, and whatever way we do it without you know I guess physically getting in close proximity, we should be doing it right now, right? So whether you're using Zoom or you're getting into Exp World and going into the team suites or whatever you need to do, um, you should do more of it now. We have our kids every single day on Zoom play dates or Google Meetup play
Wow,
dates,
that's awesome.
right? And it's terrible. I got to tell you,
It's terrible.
it's terrible because you have all of these kids and all they're doing is looking at the monitor, screaming at each other. It's nonstop, but they have a great time, and they need to see each other. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I've got three of them, so at least they have each other and they get to play with each other and all that stuff. But um, imagine having that single child at home
Yeah.
at this time,
Yeah. You got
right? Might as well go out there and adopt uh, an animal or something like that.
for sure, man. And this cat over here has been driving me crazy, man. This cat is wondering, why are we home so much? Because usually
Right?
we're home in the morning and then we're home at night, and that's it. Like, he has the whole time to chill. And look, he's hanging out right there, but he's been
Now,
yelling
now,
at us
now
like
he's got to be on
always.
his best behavior all the time.
Yeah, he has to.
Gosh,
But yeah, for sure. I mean, social isolation is not a good thing for anyone, right?
no.
Family. What we've been doing as a team is we've been doing like charades every so often. So we've been timing a time where all of us come together, just hang out, and just like play charades through Zoom, right? It's super important to stay connected to your people, because you don't know who's going through it at this time, right?
That's a really good idea. I think that Zoom offers some challenges. I was thinking of doing a big like office happy hour or meet up or something like that. But then I think about what happened with my kids, and it'll just be a bunch of screaming
That's basically what's gonna
with
happen.
with adults.
Yeah, yeah, just like someone trying to talk to someone and there's someone speaking over someone. So it has to be like organized chaos in order to make
Yeah,
it work.
yeah. You should be able to break off into groups or something like that, but all still be in the same room.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
maybe
Babe, what did you say? Zoom actually allows you to do what? Oh, you can break into rooms through Zoom if you have the paid version, right? Yeah, you can actually break into rooms where people can go into different rooms and talk. Oh, we're frozen.
I wonder if I have that level account.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have that. I've never tried it, but apparently Amanda knows that she knows all. So
Yeah, she knows all.
I take her for whatever she says at face value. Well, in value, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it is. She could tell me the sky's red. I'm like, yes, it is. Sky's
Smart man.
yeah.
Smart
Um,
man. Start that early.
so another thing that I wanted to discuss a little bit, like, I feel like during this time, there has to be some type of normality, right? So, what would you say would be an ideal schedule for somebody who's maybe trapped at home, maybe a newer realtor, right? What would you say is the most productive, things that they can do at this current moment to further themselves, so that when this blows over, they can hit the ground running?
Right. Well, you said it with now's the time to create good habits,
Yeah,
or you'll get stuck in the bad ones, right?
yeah,
So there's a book that actually one of our partners co-wrote. I don't know if you know, but Jay Kinder co-wrote Miracle Morning for real estate agents.
Mm.
Right. So very interesting on, what you could do. And part of that is, to, continue to wake up early, right? Continue to get your things done. I'll tell you, I miss, I would get up 4:30 in the morning. Are you still doing that right now? Or is
Uh,
Amanda still doing that right now?
no, we actually fell back. We actually been doing more of the late night stuff. So
Hmm.
I've been doing a lot of video content, and for some reason, I don't know about myself. Amanda's more of like, I guess, the get up and go. Uh,
Yeah.
but we both tend to lean towards being night people. So
Yeah.
we stay up late and we'll like crush all these videos. So anything creative, I'm really good at doing at night. In the morning, I'm not a creative person. I'm more of like a workout, get shit done type of person.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll sacrifice this to be very creative right now because I feel like I need to tap into that part of my brain.
Yeah, yeah. There's opportunity there right now. I'll tell you, I miss that. I miss my 4:30 crew. I miss waking up at 3 something to meet them at the gym at 4:30 and working out with them. But I'm still getting my workouts in, right? So
Yeah.
it's all about getting into those good routines.
Yeah.
And you just have to do it now a little bit differently with your family around. Like I hijacked my son's bedroom, one of my son's bedrooms, and I said, "Hey, this is my office for the time being," and that's it, right? So everybody's got to move out, and I get to do my thing over here. Um, so it really is kind of putting the family responsibilities into your schedule as well, but realizing that you're still a real estate agent, right? You still have to do the things that real estate agents have to do, right? Whether it's maintaining your own deals or going out there and finding new business, right? So it's the same thing that we've always learned, and taking parts of your day and setting it up for you know prospecting,
Yeah.
right? And when I say prospecting, I don't mean making the cold calls that we're not allowed to make right now,
Mhm.
and whatever that might be, just connecting with your customers, connecting with your past clients,
Yeah.
right? Talking to all the people that reached out to you. So we're not allowed to go out there and reach out to these people cold, but what about all those lead sources that we participate in? Those people that, believe it or not, the phone is still, the notifications are coming in on a steady basis for all of those lead generation sites that we've tapped into.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. And
So all of those people that say, hey, I want to buy a house, like I'm still in the market right now. I've got a good job. I'm stable. The credit environment's good right now.
mhm.
There's no competition for buyers right now.
Yeah.
Like, show me something virtually.
Yeah. Actually, I just wanted to touch base on that because the Make It Rain program, I'm actually subscribed to it, and
Okay.
my buyers team has been getting the leads. We've been connecting with them, and obviously we can't show them anything right now, but we're connecting and we're making those lasting impressions that we're gonna stay on top of with them, right?
Yeah.
We already have 4 or 5 people ready to go out when this is all said and done with, right? So
Yeah.
if anything, we're gonna be super busy when the time comes, right?
And it's so much smarter because there's a nurture period with all of these, online leads. A lot of times they don't call, or they don't click that button and say, I want to see that place tomorrow, right? A lot of times it's their first, they were drawn to a photo of a property, or they're just starting to look. So there's a nurture period that, they have to go out there and get pre-approved. They have to go understand, what they're doing with their current space, right? When their lease is up, or if they're able to buy, or if they need to sell before they buy, right? And it takes time to nurture them.
100%. And I think that this is just adding into that nurturing, right? If we can stay in contact with them now, I actually had someone reach out to me that was a buyer seller, right? So they're looking to buy in Floral Park, but they're selling in Astoria, and they were just like worried about this time. And I was like, listen, I understand why you're worried. I understand why a lot of people are worried. Interest rates are at 2.7 right now. I would say if we could lock in that rate, we could, but I understand if you don't want to go out right now, right? And just by texting her every other week or so. Like I think I texted her 4 days ago, because she was still worried about this whole situation. And she was like, "Yeah, I mean, when I do decide to go with somebody, it's definitely gonna be you."
Yeah.
And like, how much do you guys charge? You know, asking all these questions. So she definitely put some interest in, just because I wasn't pressuring into anything. I knew that no one was going out during this crazy situation.
That's the important thing to note, is that you could have communication without selling,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And you know, there's a lot of this, you know, always be closing mentality with real estate agents, that every single conversation has to be a sale, and it's not necessary.
Yeah. And I think the perspective on the ABC, the always be closing, I think it's been misunderstood for so long, right?
Mhm.
I just believe that the always been closing would be like, you know, educating them on the right scenarios that they can take. What is the proper path as a expert in this area? You know, what's the best avenue for them? Like things like that should be expressed more so than just closing. Like, hey, you want to buy this house? You want to buy this
Sure.
house? If I throw this in, will you buy the house? Like, no, like, you know, just see what's best for them, because that'll take you so much further in the
Right.
long run.
And I think it's all about really just asking the right questions,
Yeah,
right?
it should
Instead
be
of just
ask the right
driving.
questions, not always be closing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Real smart.
Yeah, but like for somebody who's like maybe just got, because I actually had a lot of agents reach out to me through DMs recently, asking me like, I just got in the industry, right? Like you know, what where should I go? What should I do? And I'm like, during this time, this is really hard to just join, right?
Right.
Like, if you join during this time and you literally had no background in real estate or in business at all, this could be like a shock to you. But I just want to let you know that like during this time, this is where the huge agents are made, right? This is
Mhm.
the time where the best agents make it through, and this is your time for education. This is your time for mastering yourself, mastering your own mind, mastering your own techniques, and connecting with other professionals that might be where you want to be. Because we're not doing anything else, guys, right?
Right. But
Um, you got to reach out to the Vincent Coups of the world. You got to reach out to all these professionals. So we're not doing anything. We're more than happy to help you during these times,
you know
right? So
what?
reach out.
I have agents that came in fairly recently, and you know, fairly new in the business, and you know, they've hit the ground running. They're working with customers right now, and you know, they're making offers and whatnot, and um, and now this happens, and they're like, "What do I do?" And really, now's the time to go back and finish that training that you started, right? So
Yeah,
what's nice is that we have this system over at Exp Realty. We've got this Fast Start program. It's 14 modules, all right, and it goes through everything on how to set up your business, to knowing all the resources that Exp offers, and how to apply those resources into your business to make you money, right? And a lot of people start these classes, take them to a certain point, start generating some business, and the class behind this is more important,
I'm sorry. Can
right?
you repeat that one more
So
time? Because
now they get to take things from beginning to end.
can you
Yeah.
repeat that one more time? Sorry.
So I was talking about these 14 modules, right? So I've got these agents that have started the program, and you know, partway through, by doing the things that they're taught in on these modules, they're starting to generate business, right? So they're starting to be out with customers and all that stuff, and they get busy with that. They stop taking the classes, so
Yeah.
they don't finish the entire curriculum. So now's the time to go out there, finish the rest of the 14 class series, right? Finish the Fast Start program, so that you know things from beginning to end, right? So I was told that we're going to be able to offer guest passes as well into Exp World. And not only, because we were always able to offer guest passes, right? But we're creating, or Exp Realty is creating specific training right now on how to handle the changes in the market. Okay. And it's so important, because I said we're in this together, right? So EXP agents are affected, but there's also a lot of non-EXP agents that are affected. And we work with these people. These are not, our competitors. These are people that we're co-broking with. These are people that we're showing their listings, they're showing ours. We're making deals with them daily, right? And if their business is going to fail, that means our business is going to fail. So what EXP Realty has done is they've created these special guest passes that will give them access to this training. So you say you have a lot of people that have reached out to you that need a little bit of guidance right now. That's what you're going to want to give to them,
Yeah.
Alex. Right? So
Sure. Is there any specific date that they're planning on launching these or rolling these out?
It's either going to be this week or next. I just got word of it today, and it's going to be offered to anybody that that could benefit from this, right?
Yeah, 100%. I love that because I'm all about the free education.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. When you do hear about like when the exact dates are going to be, let me know. I will reach out to everybody that has reached out to me thus far and send them those links.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's going to be a limit to them or anything like that. I can't imagine there is, but I'll tell you, when I get into Exp World right now, there's a lot of people on.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people on campus. There are a lot of people taking the classes. There's a lot of people working with the staff in there right now. I guess they have more time too because they're not going into their offices, so they're checking in onto the virtual office. Alex, you asked me a question about independent brokers before.
Yeah.
Right. And we were both independent brokers, and we were running into the same problems. And I can only imagine what they're going through right now. So my suggestion is just, go out there and cut down those expenses as much as possible right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would highly recommend also no speculative marketing right now. Right? Don't throw money at something that's speculative. Cut back on the cleaning staff, whatever it is that you need to run your brokerage that is right now at shutdown. Right?
Yeah.
Like, cut down all the expenses you can at this moment. I know for a fact that me and Amanda review, like, this is a perfect time for review all everything you're paying for, all the subscriptions, everything that you have that are not necessary. Make the call now, because in 3 months, if this lasts 3 or 4 months, you're going to be kicking yourself later for paying for something you're not using at this moment.
I would tell them to reach out to you, Alex, because you know what they're going through, and you've had your office. How many agents did you have in your office?
We had 13.
It's about 13 agents, right? So if you have a brokerage around 13 agents, Alex had the same expenses that you had, right? And he was able to reduce some of those expenses along the way. So talk to him, find out what he did, what he replaced some of these services with. Okay. And then I've had 3 offices and 300 some odd agents and 3 locations. So reach out to me and I'll let you know what we've done to reduce our expenses and make sure that we're able to tighten things up without slowing down the production.
Yeah, right? I know for a fact that you, during 2008, actually you stepped into that #1 spot during the crisis, right? Like you helped everybody step up to actually make it to that next level during the hardest time.
Oh yeah, and I just we converted our independent company to our franchise in 2005, and we were ramping up production the entire time. So when the market turned, all we did was we took more market share. So to tell you the truth, we didn't lose any bit of revenue at all. In fact, if you take a look at our years, it was just an increase in production year over year. And I think that is really, us focusing on what we can do and the activity and also our mindset during the time.
Yeah, and I think Tony Robbins says it best. You don't lack resource, you lack resourcefulness.
Yes,
right.
Resources.
Yeah, it's not about what resources you have, you lack resourcefulness. Like,
yeah, so we
the pivot.
Alex, we actually have Tony Robbins coming in as one of our keynote speakers in August.
Yeah, in Texas, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I'm signed up for that event. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it won't be canceled that far out, because I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, we've spent, I mean, we're both Tony Robbins people. We spent thousands of dollars to be at his events, right?
Yeah, for sure.
His masteries, at the very minimum, probably like $5,000-6,000.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have an opportunity to see Tony at I think it's less than $200 to be in that room, and we have the ability to invite some guests too. So if anybody's interested in seeing Tony Robbins and going to Dallas with us, hopefully when the travel ban lifts, let's go together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm thinking about buying my tickets now, like trying to think positive and just buy the
Insurance.
the flights now, huh?
Buy the flights, buy some insurance, and you're good, right?
Yeah.
The flights, the airlines need your business right now. So go out there and plan some future vacations. Just buy some insurance so you're covered, and that's it.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like, thank you very much for coming on and shedding some light. Is there any last piece of information that you would love to provide to anybody going through it right now that would possibly push them in the right direction?
I say reach out to us and let's connect. Let's talk. Let's find out what issues or what concerns you have, and then let's plug into other groups, right? Jump on our masterminds. In fact, we have something coming up. I think that might be interesting to bring up. We have something coming up on April 8th.
Okay.
It's live with leaders, and there's going to be 16 speakers. We were going to do we were going to do a live event here in New York. It was going to be 4 days. It was going to go 4 different parts of New York. I think we were going to Bronx, we were going to Brooklyn, we were going to Queens, we were going to Nassau County. And it was exciting. We were just promoting that, and all of a sudden this came down.
Yeah.
And so it was a smart move for us to cancel that event. But instead of, just not doing anything, what we decided to do is make it bigger. All right. So we reached out to some of these incredible rock stars, 16 of them. It took us 24 hours to just really put together this entire group. Everybody said they're in, and huge names. And they're all going to be sharing what they're doing right now to keep their business going, to be successful, and any tidbit of information that they can to add value to the group. They're not selling anything. They're not promoting any brands. They're not pushing anything. They're just adding content. And we were able to figure out a way to set this up so that it's free. Okay. We want to just raise the bar across the industry. So we want all real estate agents to just jump on, listen, learn. I mean, it's going to be a 8-9 hour event. So I don't know how much of that, you could sit through, but I'm excited. I'm lucky enough to be chosen as one of the speakers, but I'm not even too interested in the speaking part. I just want to be there and listen to some of the other speakers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're not doing anything, 9 hours of your time, that's going to probably set you up for the rest of your life.
Oh man,
business. Why not? Right.
Right. Like, imagine how much it would cost to travel and go. First of all, out there have that much talent in one place, right? So if you got to spend a few $1,000s every single time to see a few speakers, man, now you're getting 16 of them for free. I love it, right? So if you want to register for that, I'm pretty sure you already registered, but for everybody else, it's koo.livewithleaders.com. So my last name, KOO.livewithleaders.com, right? I think you have a link for it too. You could send out as well.
Yeah, I actually put it. I'll put it in one of my links in the bio, so you can click on my link in the bio. I'll add a button so you can register through it. Awesome. By the time this video is up and running, so that would be awesome. And then, do you have a specific date for that yet?
That's April 8th.
April 8th. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's coming up, and I think it's the perfect time for this.
Awesome. And yeah, man, I think that's it. I mean, I'm glad that we got a chance to just chat it up. I feel like during these times we need to connect more, just like you said, So it's great to know that you're accessible and willing to take an hour of your time just to kind of shed light and give information to people. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that.
Anytime. Do me a favor, ask Amanda how we could do this virtual happy hour, because I want to get that set up. All right.
All right, cool. Sounds good, man. And then we can have your first drink there, hopefully.
we'll think about that. All right.
All right, brother. Talk to
Take
you
it.
later, man.
Bye bye.